general ledger setup is a one-time process that you do before you actually start using the system. It's going to have all the accounts that will default to those GL numbers, so the end user doesn't have to put the GL number in when they're doing the transaction. So let's go to GL setup, and what we're going to look at is the retail. Okay, so the first tab for setup, it says, do you want to track GL transactions? And yes, we do. What is our first month of our fiscal year? Some people have June as their fiscal year start. It all depends on how your accountant set it up. When you're doing reversing entries, it has said, do you want to add this to unposted list, or do you want to automatically post it and not go to the post transactions? On the printing options when posting, do you want to ask to print the audit trail? Always print the audit trail, or only print manual entries. Don't bother printing all the entries that came in from inventory and sales. You also have the ability to print your postings at what default printer that you want to use. So in this case, we're using Station Dan with my lasers. This is the retained earnings account that your general ledger needs. So when you take your total income and you take your net profitability for the end of the year, it's going to sit in retained earnings until you distribute the money. Okay. You can still set budget accounts here, verify GL balances, and reset defaults. Please don't reset the defaults, otherwise it'll erase everything you did. Starting with assets, we see we have our cash register fund and all the different types of accounts and what are the GL account numbers they go to. So you fill all these in. If you're missing some, you just add the new account and plug in the GL account number. Same with liabilities. We have income accounts. We have expense accounts. We have other, which are store payouts, bank charges. So if we're looking for a bank charge, we can say look up GL account. We know what's going to be an expense. So then we just kind of go down. We can search by the word bank, or we can just kind of go down the list. And here we have bank service charges. So that fills that account in for us. AR setup. These are the GL accounts we're going to be using for default receivables, etc. AP setups. Categories. This is a process where you have certain categories that you want to have distinctive sales accounts, not the default, but a unique sales account. The only thing I can think of is if you were doing some kind of retail sales and you had a group that you wanted to have a specific category for those items. These are the GL accounts, cost of sales, and inventory accounts that special category would be using. Tax rates. I've got the zip-to tax here, and this gives me all the different taxing agencies throughout the United States and what the GL accounts would be. But if I just leave my default sales tax account, I won't need to put all the GL accounts in here. Vendors, this is a way for us to set up unique payable account on a vendor by vendor basis, and also unique expense account like office, etc., office supplies. QuickBooks, this is where you set up your interface to QuickBooks to export your GL transactions to. And period maintenance gives you the ability to lock people out after you close a period and send all your financial statements to the bank. You may want to lock the period so nobody could post to that. So it's up to you to decide if you want to use that. So that's the purpose of our GL setup. We get to put all the GL accounts into the different modules that are going to be wanting to post GL transactions.